So the spotlight is shining down on the midday grind today because joining me is none other than online sensation singer-songwriter Mr. Keenan Te. Hello, Keenan.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
It is so good to be here. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. That's the first time someone asked how I'm doing today.
Really?
But yes, but okay. So let me get straight into business, okay?
Yes.
Is it your first time here in the Philippines?
Yes, my very first time in the Philippines, and it has been absolutely amazing. It is such a beautiful country, and I'm already like planning my next trip back.
That's good to hear because that just means, you know, the welcome is very warm. And you know how they say Filipinos always welcome people with so much hospitality, and that's what we're known for. And I'm glad that you're enjoying your stay. But you also mentioned off air that you are leaving tonight.
Yes.
That is so sad.
I know, it is so sad. We flew in yesterday morning, and it was a very, very quick trip. But I will be back as soon as I can.
Yes, please, because we would love to actually see you on stage and perform here in the Philippines. But I also did a little stalking online, and I saw that you were in Singapore yesterday.
Yep.
What was that trip like? What were you doing in Singapore?
So we were doing a little press trip in Singapore. I just had my song Scars come out, and I'm so lucky to have so many amazing fans in Singapore as well. So was just kind of there. I met with my fans. It was my first time there in Singapore as well, so it was so great to explore such a beautiful country. But I'm just so happy to be here in Manila. I had Jollibee last night, which was incredible. And yeah, it's just so good to be here.
Is that the only thing that you wanted to try in the Philippines?
It wasn't the only thing, but it was like my number one thing. I think I've seen Jollibee all over the internet, and we unfortunately don't have it in Australia.
You don't?
Yeah, no. So as soon as I found out I was going to the Philippines, I was like, all right, the first stop needs to be Jollibee.
I love that. Did you have the chicken joy?
Yes, I had the chicken, I had the spaghetti, I had the peach mango pie, which was so good.
Yes.
Yeah, it was just so good.
I'm glad you enjoyed the little fast food trip, but you need to try actual Filipino dishes.
Definitely.
I don't know if you've heard of adobo.
Yes, I have heard of it. That's like the next on my list.
Good, because that is literally what makes a Filipino if you like adobo. But okay, let's get into, your singing career. How did you actually get into writing songs or doing music?
Yeah. I've always loved music, and it's always been such a huge part of my life. I've been singing before I could even talk properly.
Ooh.
So for as long as I could remember, I've always known that like singing was my dream career. It wasn't until I jumped on TikTok actually at the start of the pandemic, and I kind of just posted a few cover videos, and I was really lucky enough that they went viral overnight. And then from there, I was able to connect with so many amazing people around the world that supported me and were interested in me and my music. And I had been songwriting for a few years at that point, but I had never shown anyone.
Ooh.
And so at the start of 2021, I teased a little bit of my song Dependent, and that the response from that was just incredible. The song went to #1 in Indonesia.
Ooh.
And it was just so amazing to feel so much love from Southeast Asia, and especially my Filipino fans.
Oh yeah.
And ever since then, it's been just an absolute crazy ride, but I'm literally living my dream career every day, and I couldn't have done it without my Filipino fans.
I'm so glad that you said that because, before we get into, your TikTok career and your songwriting career and, more in depth, I want to talk about your first song, Never Let You Go. Do you want to talk about that? What is the story behind that song?
Yeah, so Never Let You Go, actually, it was my first song of 2022, and it was actually kind of the first song that went really viral on socials before I had even finished writing the song.
It wasn't even done yet.
It wasn't even done yet. So I have a bad habit of like sharing music that isn't finished yet. I can't help it because my fans are like, my new family, and I'm just like itching to show them what I'm working on. So I teased a little bit of Never Let You Go on my TikTok, and it went viral overnight. And then I realized that it wasn't finished. So the next day I finished writing it. the day after that, we jumped in the studio to finish recording it and everything, and it came out a few days later. And that was just such a crazy week. I lost a lot of sleep, but it was so worth it, and I was just so glad that I was able to get a song out so quickly. It really meant so much that so many people were excited for it. And yeah, I'm just so glad that we were able to get the song out.
That's what happens when a lot of people are just, you know, itching to hear an unfinished song.
Yes.
It just forces you to finish the song.
Yes. Love that pressure.
Yes, you love the pressure. And that's exactly why we need to hear your first song.